The legends speak of a young boy garbed in green clothes who traveled through time to save the world. Armed with the blade of evil's bane, and with the help of the seven sages, he was able to banish the king of evil, Ganondorf, to the gap between dimensions. About 100 years have passed since then, and the land of Hyrule faces a new threat. One poised to envelop the world in never-ending darkness. The gods have chosen a new hero to combat it, waiting anxiously for him to realize his power and awaken to become Hyrule's next savior. Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and let's play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess for the Nintendo GameCube. And just for the irony, I'm going to be playing this GameCube game on the Wii! Take that. Yeah, funny thing about this game, it was never intended to be a Wii game. In the first 2 years of its development, it was strictly going to be for the Nintendo GameCube, but they realized that the Wii was coming out pretty soon, and they figured no better way to show off the motion controls than to make a game for it. So, they made this also a Wii game, but the original was in fact the GameCube version. More on that a little bit later. And in this game we also get to decide what the name of our horse is going to be. Now, I did start up another Pokemon Platinum file, and I named my Ponyta Epona, and I am really tempted to call Epona Ponyta just to complete the circle, but I have never played a Zelda game where the horse was not called Epona. So we're going with Epona. One of the big differences between this game and a lot of the other 3D Zeldas is that they give you a lot of backstory before the very beginning. Tell me, do you ever feel a strange sadness as the dusk falls? They say it's the only time when our world intersects with theirs. The only time we can feel the lingering regrets of spirits who have left our world. You sound a lot like a ship I had in a past lifetime, buddy. That is why loneliness always pervades the hour of twilight. But enough talk of sadness. I have a favor to ask of you, Giant. Why are you calling me Giant? I was supposed to deliver something to the Hyrule royal family the day after tomorrow, but the world was going to end. Would you go in my stead? Yeah, I'm not worried about impending Armageddon. You have never been to Hyrule, right? In the kingdom of Hyrule, there is a great castle, and around it is Castletown, a community far bigger than our little village. And far bigger than Hyrule is the rest of the world the gods created. But you'll never explore the rest of it, even though you should look upon it all with your own eyes. Yeah, in case you haven't guessed, the tall guy who just stood up is the one talking, not Link. God forbid Link actually talk. So the man who was talking is in fact Russell. He's a bit of Link's mentor here. We never really figure out what it is they do together, although it is a little bit implied as the story goes on here. But we see our character Link coming up from humble beginnings in the province of Ordona. Funny thing, you never get to see the backstory about these Links too much. I mean, every game has a different Link, every game has a different approach, but this game really delves into the backstory. You get to know a lot of the side characters in the place where you begin, as opposed to something like Kokiri Forest and Ocarina of Time, where they're just stumbling blocks that teach you how to use controls. Makes the start of the game a little bit boring, but it sets it apart also. So Russell leaves Link to his own business as he goes to his home, hopefully to rest, and we see his wife and child. Colin. Rest assured, we haven't seen the last of them yet. But before we can go to bed, Oh, yeah. Oh, she took the horse. And guess what? Now we need the horse immediately. Isn't it inconvenient for the one girl to steal our horse before we need to help the guy herd his goats? Oh well. Guess we have to go chase her down. Another fun fact about this little fellow here, the guy, the goat herder, who's talking right now. He has the same name as one of the Kokiris in Ocarina of Time, the one that you got the poacher's saw from. And he also has the same name as the deceased Wind Sage in Wind Waker. Fado! Good to see you, Fado. So, of course, we have to get our horse back, and our horse was taken away by... Well, we haven't met her yet, have we? We didn't even get to see her face yet. And she just ran off with her horse. What a jerk! So yes, because this is being played on the GameCube version, it is going to be in a 4:3 aspect ratio, so none of that stretchy widescreeny crap. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but I can't stand playing it that way, I can't stand watching it that way. So if you have to deal with the double black bars, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stretch the screen. You're a little too attached to that horse there. Oh, hi, UniGiant. I washed Epona for you. That was nice of you, but you could have asked me first, you know? Instead of running off with the horse before I need it. Oh, well, well. Doesn't seem like Link is upset by that at all. Maybe they have a little connection. What do you want me to do? A song that Epona likes. Let's play the Song of Storms! Now you only get to play one song with this piece of grass, and ignore the thing on Link's left hand for now. So we get to ride Epona in the most realistic horseback riding in a Zelda game to date. And just like you could in Ocarina of Time, press the A button to have her go a little bit faster, and once those maces at the bottom run out, then, well, you run out of dash power. But if you're in a town like this, you won't get to dash. I suppose it's to save Epona the headache of running into a wall time and time again. And we're introduced to our hometown, Ordon Village. Now we're not going to see too much of this yet because we're just running straight to herd all the goats. But we see Russell there training with his sword. We see his wife and kid looking on. I believe that's the mayor. I can't really tell how small he is on the screen. But we'll pass everybody up for now because we just want to go to bed. And we can't do that until we complete our job up here herding goats. Link the Goat Herder. This minigame here is a bit hit and miss for me. You can't technically lose it, but if it takes too long, it's just annoying to do. I suppose that describes every job ever, but now we can finally herd these stupid goats. I've never been too good at this. Well, I've never been horrible at it either. Now here we only have to herd 10 of them. The trick is you want to get them running towards the barn. And once you do have them running in that direction, then you press A to do the little, you know, scare them a bit. Try to make sure they're always running towards the barn when you whoop them in. Because that way they'll dash straight towards the barn. But don't overdo the whooping because they won't listen to you. Is there still one left? Where is it? Or is it still right in front of the barn? Am I blind or can I not see this? Oh. Hi, buddy. You're going the wrong way. You're standing right next to the barn. Why don't you just go in on your own? I can't blame you, though. If somebody was whooping at me on a horse, I wouldn't exactly want to listen to it. Just to be a rebel. So, of course, we get a little tutorial on how to use Epona here. He'll let us ride around fences, jump over them, but it's essentially the same as Ocarina of Time. Just make sure you're running at full speed when you tackle one of these fences. And you'll go right above it. I love the realistic horseback riding in this game, though. A lot better than the older games. And of course we get the option to save. I don't feel the need to. Not yet, anyway. It's not like we have any ultimate chimeras on our asses, right? Dawn of the second day. 48 hours remain. Well, it looks like the kids want to play. Hurry up, UniGiant! It's morning already! I'm going to give him the most whiny voice I can possibly do. Because I do not like that child. And where the hell were we sleeping? So let's climb on down here. Actually, were we sleeping over here? That's a desk. It's got a... Is that a pillow? I don't know what that is. Were we sleeping there? For goodness sake, I don't know where the hell this kid sleeps. There is an area down here, down the ladder over here. There's also a treasure chest down there, but we can't unlock it. Even if you can get to it, it's too dark to see. The game just won't allow you to open the chest. So, of course, we come down to meet the kids because we're adorable, and they look up to us. Oh, Giant, did you hear? They're selling a slingshot at the store right now, a slingshot! I wonder how powerful it is. I must try it. Hello, if you and Mallow want it so badly, just buy it at my parents' shop. Do you see any rupees in my hand? I can't afford that thing. Come on, Beth, can't you just loan it to us for a while? You know I'd get in trouble for that. If you two want it, save up your allowances or something. But our allowances are terrible. Oh, I wish I was born into a family with a slingshot instead of one with a water wheel. I love this child. I didn't want to talk to them again. Now, I'd like to think that this... I don't know how old this kid is. He's no older than 6. I'd like to think he was inspired by Stewie from Family Guy, but who knows. He's the most mature of the bunch, but he's also the youngest. Weird. I have yet to know if this guy's a man or a woman. I think he's a man because he doesn't have breasts, but do you get any closer to being a woman than that without actually being a woman? So there's a bee's nest up there that we can't quite knock down yet. There are 2 ways to knock that down. We can't do either one of them yet. Let's see what else is going on here. We got a chicken, rooster, cuckoo. I think it's a cuckoo. Just talk to you. And hey, it's Russell's wife. And she's pregnant. Got a problem though. A cradle. Oh no, someone stole her cradle. Why would anyone steal that girl's cradle? And of course we have to learn how to climb up vines. One of the biggest downsides to this game is that climbing vines takes a very long time. And of course we have a cat over there that we can't do anything about quite yet either. Yeah, the cat's not very good at catching fish, especially if it's afraid of water. So he's going to tell us about grass over there. Now, like we had with Epona, grass serves a couple of purposes in this game. Besides calling Epona, which... oh my god, spoilers, we get to call Epona later on with the same grass. But this grass serves another purpose. We get a little bird's eye view of the town as nothing less than an eagle or a falcon, I'm not sure which. We get to control this thing, and using the crosshairs that magically appear in front of Link's face. Is the thing over there, actually? I can barely see it. I think I might have had to get closer to it. Yeah. See the grass that was right in front of us? That was the grass I should have used. But first, let's see if we can turn around. Yeah, you can also skip cutscenes in this game by pressing start, but I'm not going to skip anything we haven't seen yet. What you can do with this one, turn around, send it over toward the beehive. It'll slam into it and knock it down. And that'll allow us to get up above. You see the vines over there. But we'll return there shortly. What I'm most interested in is finding that poor woman's cradle. So let's call over another one of those falcons and see if we can do the same thing over here. So we see a little monkey over there hopping up and down, the poor fella. It turns out he was the one that stole the cradle, so the falcon's going to bring it all the way back for us and we can return it to Uli. I believe her name is Uli. I don't know the name of any of these characters. I mean, in Zelda games, you don't really learn the names of characters unless you go look them up yourself, which is a bit unfortunate. You think in a lot of old school RPGs, when they're talking, you see in the text box their name, their head, so you know exactly who's talking and what their name is. This game, it's very difficult to find out the names of some of these people. You really need me to carry it all the way to the house for you? Really? I'm going to run there backwards with it over my head and still beat you to the house. But she is pregnant after all. I should be nicer to her. And as a reward, she's going to give us something that... Was Russell working on it, or was this kid working on it? I forget. I think she will tell us. We get the fishing rod! Which would go really well with the fish food we got in Jet Force Gemini, wouldn't it? Oh, Colin made it. How nice. Now, as you will recall, there is a fish in the shape of a cat over here that's trying to catch cats. I tried to say the opposite thing to save myself the error, but it just didn't work. So, here's a cat, and it's running scared. How do we get the items again? It's not the start menu, it is which button am I going to press and not make a fool of myself. Up? Ah, I remembered! We have the item subscreen here. Select an item. Use the item. Now the fishing rod. Very simple controls on the GameCube. Just wait for something to get pulled down. I'm sorry, I have to relearn how to play this game. Wait for it to get pulled down. And typically you want to wait until the top red goes into the water. But there isn't... How do I play this game again? Okay. Forgive me, I have not played this game in several years. I don't remember how to do the controls. Apparently it's C down. Go figure. We caught a green gill! Let's catch another one! Oh, it dropped a heart. Does that mean it died? Did we get its heart? I feel so bad now. Aww. We killed the fish. What's this? Yes, in a long drawn-out cutscene, the cat runs the fish all the way back to the shop to show off the fact that the cat caught the fish, even though the cat didn't catch the fish. Oh well, at least the cat is satisfied now. And now we can do the most boring part of the game. The entire game. The absolute most boring part. Rupee grinding. Yes, we needed to return the cat to the shop so we could buy something from the shop, and if you paid attention to what the kids said earlier, you would already know what it is we need. But we can't buy it without 30 rupees, much like Ocarina of Time, where you had to get 40 rupees to buy the Deku Shield, otherwise Mido, the prick, wouldn't let you buy to get to the Great Deku Tree. Alright, fooling around with the camera. I think if you get close enough, you can... Or is it rotating around slowly enough, you can see... Yeah, really close up of Link's face, but let's try to get really close with the camera up here. And probably the last downfall of this game that I'm going to mention, every time you boot up the game and you pick up a rupee that is not a green rupee, you get this. A dialogue box that says what color the rupee is and how much it's worth. Every time you boot up the game. So it's going to be a really easy way for you guys to tell when I start and stop a recording session. But you can see we've already got half the rupees we need right up top of this tree. So let's jump off! And if we roll after we fall off, then we don't take fall damage, which is very nice, unless you fall from a height that is much higher than you should be jumping from. Let's waste food for money! One of you has money. Yeah, I forget where the really high rupees are in this area. Because, quite honestly, I don't pay too much attention at the beginning of the game. And because we destroyed all of the pumpkins. Yo, don't waste food! and he just leaves us alone for the rest of the game. Or maybe some behind the boxes up here. I never check this area. Really. Okay, more on the differences between this version and the Wii version. This version was the original. The Wii version was only mirrored. Yeah, you know what? This is a long story. The game was mostly developed by the time they decided to go with a Wii port for this game, including a lot of the mechanics and such. The problem with that being, 90% of the world is not left-handed like Link is, so when it came to motion controls, it would be really awkward for somebody who's right-handed to be controlling Link, who's left-handed, by holding the Wii remote in the left hand rather than the right. So instead of going through the rigmarole of having to change all the controls and such to make it so that righties would be more comfortable playing the game, they just decided to flip the entire thing. Hence why the Wii version is mirrored. Kind of silly that they did that. I'm hoping for Skyward Sword they give you the option of whether or not to use the right or left hand and not have to mirror the entire game, since that's going to be developed for the Wii rather than being ported from the GameCube. I don't think that's going to be too much of a bother.